Hey guys, sup, here for the Yugioh new segment that I brought over from Deathbringer. This is Pack versus Pack, the first one. Vote in the comments below on which will be the next and who won this one. Normally we have a nice little photo to show you and do the opening with, but since this is the first Pack versus Pack, we don't really have that yet. That's the next one. So we have Lord of the Tachyon Galaxy facing off with Phantom Darkness, the two most broken ass sets in this game to date. I'm going to put them off and make them verse each other just like card versus card. It starts right now. We're going to start with Phantom Darkness in a moment. Alright, so we're going to kick it off with Dark Grapher, who still has an impact to this day. He made his big appearance in Dad Return. Teledad afterwards, after it got beat up by the ban list, then back in Infernities, then in Steel Swarms, just to prove a point how much of an impact this one card just put in. And then we have the Dark Creator, which now isn't as big as he was, but it could still be used in something like Dark Worlds, which we've seen at one of the Nationals, it was Australian Nationals, if I remember right. But in Dad Return, it was just ridiculous. I think we played this, I'm not fully sure, I can't remember anymore. This card had such an impact when it first came out. It had a $60 price tag on it. It was ridiculous. Secret rare. Best secrets ever. Dark Horse, I bring this up because of a certain deck called, oh god, I forgot what it was, Hopeless Dragons. And for a while, it was really sought out after just to play Hopeless Dragons. And it wasn't a huge thing like Dark Arm, but it was still a selling point to this pack. Then we have Dark Nemesis. Again, it wasn't a huge selling point, but during Dad Return, it had a good impact, and it was the reason why you cared about this set, and it's Ultras. And we have, of course, why in the hell would I leave this out? Dark Arm Dragon, who still pretty much dominates this damn game. He was the first step to the bad ways of Yu-Gi-Oh, as you guys put it now. When he came out, we didn't have a boss monster. The closest thing we had was Gyzarus. And no, it wasn't Gyzarus. I'm sorry, Gyzarus came afterwards. Holy crap. No, the most broken thing we had at the time, Heraclinos. That's it. Nothing really else. And he was the first real card you went, holy crap, this thing is just busted. It was the first time you just saw uber support for any kind of, attribute. Not archetype, attribute. Dark Arm created multiple decks by himself, and still does, to a certain extent. Dad Return, Teledad, Zombie Dad, Cat Dad, which is a Japanese deck, which I will go and touch upon. It's like Teledad, but more ridiculous with Brown Act, Premature Burial, and Rescue Cat. So, still retarded. Armageddon Knight, this is one that didn't really see so much like super hype, but it still was a pretty damn impact of a card. You see a lot of Infernities now. Saw it back in Teledad. A lot of times it was played over Dark Grapher, so it was a selling point. Gigaplant, this was Crossroads of Chaos. This card actually became really sought out after, and people actually started playing it a bit. So definitely had to make it onto the reasons why you cared about this pack versus pack. Gladiator Beast Darius' first appearance was actually Phantom Darkness, which was actually pretty shocking because up to this point, Gladiator Beasts weren't really much of a hassle. Besides the Heraclinos spam, we had poopy ones like the big ones. We didn't have Gyzarus, Gladiator Beast, Proving Ground, Aquest, or Darius. Darius and Gladiator Beast Proving Ground, which is somewhere on here. Oh, there it is. Were both introduced to this set, and both had a huge impact to the Gladiator Beast, usage. Darius gave him a Monster Reborn. This gave him a Search. So there you go. This guy didn't make a big, huge, plump in the water until formats after, but 2 years afterwards. But there you go. Just to prove a point how beast of a set this was. Super Ancient Deep Sea King Colcan actually came from Phantom Darkness as an Ultra, and no one gave two shits about him. Because at the time, it was like, okay, that's cool, we can't really do much. Once we got to around Crimson Crisis, this thing became deadly. Without question. And then we have Super Polymerization, which didn't become big until we got like Absolute Zero. God, I forgot the names. Tornado, Nova Master, The Shining. It didn't get big to them. And Super Polymerization, everyone goes, that thing is busted, but there's no real way to use it. Once those cards came out, this card became busted as hell. Not like Dark Arm level, but you get my point. It's just... Oh! Dark Eruption, another one, and the only reason I mention it is because it was teched in quite a few decks. So that's the only reason I really mention it. 6 Sam United. Yeah, this actually came in Phantom Darkness. Oh, you don't believe me? Right there, my friend. Phantom Darkness rare. First appearance. Right there. And it gave 6 Samurai support. This was probably the greatest set we had at the time. This card just starting to see play chain summoning. Summon the reptile guys, summon Ting Plate Goldfish, and then drop this. You get 3 normal summons. It's not super huge, but I still think as we go in the future, this card is definitely going to replace Ultimate Offering once Ultimate Offering's finally banned. There you go. Another reason. This was big in Dad Return, Dark Lord Zerato. It was big in the Dark Lord Fairies. We can't forget a Lord of Darkness, the most overpowered freaking draw card ever. You can't deny that. It's any dark monster you can banish. You can just draw the 2 and send them to graveyard. There's certain cards that will go off with that. I won't say what though. Prime Material Dragon at the time, again, Hopeless Dragons, this actually was, and even during like Dad Return until it got ran over, this thing was pretty freaking good, and it stopped burn. But the reason it was pretty good, we didn't have Stardust at the time. It would be about 3 months after we got Stardust Dragon. Lone Fire Blossom, this didn't really become sold out after, into a few formats after, but again, there you go, just to prove a point, another selling point. This is one that's going to start being sold out after to a certain extent, is Vampire's Curse, because all the new vampires are born in Shadow Specters. And finally, to wrap up Phantom Darkness, Goblin Zombie. First appearance, secret rare, card was stupid. You needed 3 to play a viable zombie deck until it got reprinted. So that's going to end Phantom Darkness, so let's go to Tachyon and we'll choose a winner. Okay, to kick off the Tachyon selling points, there's a lot of them. But a lot of them are multiples, just so you're warned. We're going to talk about Battling Boxers. These are really cool archetype that just came out of the set, and they're pretty viable right off the bat. So that's definitely one of the reasons why Tachyon is such a great set. You can see all of them there. Then we get more Atlantean support, which actually makes the giant Atlantean playable for a change. And this thing can be brought out by Diva, which another old card, prove a point that, you know, Raging Battle, hello. But this thing just makes it playable. And then when it's tributed off, you're still getting the effect of your Atlantean monster. And then all your opponent's monsters lose 300. So it's pretty freaking wicked. Harpies get new support in the form of Chandler and Hysteric Sign, which we'll be talking about in a few moments. You can go Dragosack, which comes in the set. It's just another good reason to care about the set. I'm only bringing this up once. Windrose. A lot of people are going to go, no, it's not a selling point. Right now, we haven't seen full potential of Windrose. Given a format that Heavy Storm is banned, this card can actually just come out and actually be useful. We don't know. You know, you never know. That's the thing. Redux, Tidal, Blaster, Tempest, go without saying they're fucking busted. The babies, too, you know, being in here. This is one you're going to see come September 19th when the Blue Eyes deck is released. This thing's going to be all over the place. Let me just say this is one of those sleeper cards that are common, that are short put. When this card special summon, you can target one face-up monster in the field and increase its level by 3 until the end phase. You can do that to Maiden, the Blue Eyes Maiden. She will special with Blue Eyes. That allows you to synchro the Maiden and the Rise Bell into Ancient Sacred Wyvern. Just another point why old sets are still important. 107, great card. I just wanted to quick mention it. Someone's going to say, don't leave it out. Gauntlet Launcher, we need a, I'm about to say rank 6 format, and then this card's amazing. It's godly. You can use its effects, both of them at once, so it can take out 2 monsters at once. Suck it, X-Beetle. Shark Fortress, this is another card that I feel is like one of those sleepers. Your opponent cannot target monsters for attacks except this one. That's good alone. What gets better is once per turn you can detach one exceed from this card, target one face-up monster you control. It can make a second attack during each battle phase this turn. So I feel like this may become useful in the future, or pretty much is. If Black Wings get a little more support, which means a boost off the ban list, this card can actually see a little bit more play in the form of Black Whirlwind being face-up. This card's pretty freaking amazing. It's definitely one to care about. Battling Boxer, Lead Yoke, this card's freaking amazing. It's just like anything that destroys it, nope, you gotta balance me. Otherwise, yeah, I'm getting in the way. Dragosack, you've seen me abuse this thing. You've seen Neospark abuse this thing. This thing's amazing. I don't even have to talk about it. It's a great card. Does it add up to Dark Arm? Not so much. It's close to up there, but doesn't add up there. Fire Fist Cardinal. This gives better support to the Fire Fist. See that there? You can pause it, read it, put it in 720. So, there's lots of support. More Heartbeat support. They get an Exceed, which is amazing. It makes me hopeful that maybe Toons will actually get support. Reptiles get support in this set. This is a great set. Spellbook of Judgment gets overpowered stuff in spellbooks, man. It's overpowered. Hysteric Sign. This is close to being overpowered for Harpies. Very close. So Harpies don't have what spellbooks do. Sacred Sword, the 7 stars. I still think we're going to see more in the future. We haven't seen its full potential. Omega being an import made the set freaking amazing because it's like, boom, the spells and chops are useless. Number 69 gives us an out to Dragosack. Believe me or not, it actually does. In Evil Swarm, because it gives Evil Swarm more stuff, and the Concealer Sombre, which I didn't put on here, but there you go. Let's shoot. So finally, to wrap this video up, we have Phantom Darkness and Tachyon. Both amazing sets. Both have a huge impact and will still have a huge impact to come later down the line. Don't believe me about Tachyon having a huge impact? Just look at the big dragons. There you go. Phantom Darkness, how long has it been? It's what, 2008? We're in 2013. 5 years later, we are still using cards from this set in decks now. We are still finding new stuff to use from this set. This was released January 26th, 27th, 2008. That's the first sneak peek. That was for this set. Tachyon's release was very recent, May 11th, sneak peek. My point to you is, when you look at Tachyon, you see the future of what we did with Phantom Darkness. It's a dark, dark time. Called broken bullshit out of these two sets. But the question of it comes down to which of these two are the most broken of the sets. Hence why we're doing pack versus pack. Which is better? It doesn't matter about sales. It doesn't matter about sales points. It doesn't matter about how much they moved. All that matters is which is the best set of these two. Just so we're clear. Everyone's going to have their own opinion. I just take this more as fact. Phantom Darkness gets the win by a hair. Just by a hair because of Dark Arm and because we haven't seen the full potential of Tachyon. All we've seen is the most broken stuff right now. We haven't seen the aftermath, which is going to come in the next 5 years. The little support that gets put into the future packs, and then the stuff that was in here gets to abuse that little support and make it the next meta. I'm ready for the Yu-Gi-Oh! Council. I hope you enjoyed this first pack versus pack. We'll have more of these with better little cutscenes and stuff in the future ones. It's just time frames and stuff kind of screwed us over. Anyway, I'm ready for the Yu-Gi-Oh! Council. If you like what you saw, make sure to subscribe. Tell me your pack between these two and which two packs you want to see battle and duke it out next time. See you next time.